Hey, welcome back. The only channel that matters. Yeah, we're back on this. The live feed was there was a lot of interest in it, and the quality of the live feed was not too great. It was kind of choppy. Our internet is kind of lame here, and I apologize, but it's been a while since I did a live feed. So I thought I would just follow up on some of the cabling and tapping out the pedal holes and stuff. When we're done with this, it's going to be a runner, but what I did notice, these tires are pretty bad. Let me see if I can spin it around so you guys can see. Yeah, you know, they're old Kendas. I'm just not going to chance it. I mean, I might just take it for a little ride to see if the frame is okay. This tire isn't that bad. I think I saw the front tire was pretty bad. I can't really see in this light, but the front, there's some cracking, and the front's pretty bad, like right here. You can see this for sure. And, you know, that's just a no-go for, like, let's go trailing. You know, I got some new tires coming for it. I got some nice knobby 1 3/8, 27 by 1 3/8, so it should be interesting. It's better. Anyway, I found some goofy light green cables, cable housings, and I kind of like them. I don't have enough to do this section here in the back, though, unfortunately. And yeah, it might bug me, and I might go to all gray eventually. But I kind of like the green, the goofy green. You know, it's goofy green. Yeah. The bike isn't anywhere near stock or showroom condition. So, you know, I mean, it's my canvas to do what I want. So let's get going here. Cable up this back brake, and then we'll do the front brake. Well, actually, the front brake's already ready to go, really, with the little park tool on there. So let's hook that up real quick. Got this little Weinman piece. The attachment, the pinch bolt, isn't the greatest. I could look around for several hours and find a better one, but I think for now we're just going to chuck it on there and go for it. I've got an 8 and 9 millimeter in my hand. The 9 millimeter is for the back side. And you have to just hold that there, and the 8 millimeter is for the pinch side. All right, I could find a better bolt, but I just don't want to. If I do change to the gray cables, then I'll deal with it then. So we'll put this in, and we should put a little dab of grease down in the part here. Let's do that. Grease is your friend. Okay, we put a little dab there. Well, that's more than a dab. Yeah, liberal amounts. Grease for peace. Anyway, that's a lot, but I'm trying to get it in there where it goes. You want that little cable to be sliding around nicely. That's way too much, by the way. But that's what rags are for. Okay, we got some grease down on that pivot. And if you didn't watch the live feed, you should catch up on it. It's about a 3-hour live feed. And we basically really went through this bike, like a lot. We re-greased everything, repacked each wheel, repacked the cranks. We went through a lot. It was a 3.5-hour live feed, 3 hour 15 minutes. It was a lot. That's a bit on the labor intensive side on the live feed. Okay, so we got that kind of where we want it. We got this adjuster, you know, so it has a little room in case it's too tight, which it will be. We've made sure that this is up in there. It's not falling out of the handle. We've made sure that's in there. On these Schwinn adjusters, there is no ferrule on here. It won't fit unless you re-drill that. And I like to use this Schwinn style here, and I'll show you the difference. These universal ones, they're kind of lame. You know, they have that peg on them. They don't fit well. If you can, you know, use a Schwinn one that fits in there better. Or even this barrel style that it has a tiny little, some of these have a little tiny ring around it that catches in there. This doesn't. But yeah, try to use the good ones. These universal ones are not very good. Try not to use those unless you're in a pinch. And here's the ferrules we can't use. These ferrules don't fit in this lugged frame here. And they don't fit in that without drilling it. And they don't fit into these Schwinn ones without drilling them. And they don't fit in this back adjuster without drilling it either. So, and I don't like to drill those out. You can, but it weakens them. And you're better off just putting the cable in like it's supposed to go. Anyway, so we're using gray in the back and green in the front. I know. It's not a show bike. We're just doing goofy stuff here because we can. All right, let's put this in. Tighten it up. Get happy. Yeah, I gotta pull that with something. Dang it. There is a little cinch tool for this. I don't have it. So, yeah, get happy. There's a little tool that like crunches this up and does this all with one shot. I don't have it. So we're going to make do. That's why you put this adjustment pretty tight. So you can bring it up. Because you're going to have to. Okay, now let's take the 9mm and hold the back side of it. Yeah, you should tune into the live feed. It's up there. I don't know if the comments will be up there. But it was several hours long, and we really went through this bike, man. We found acorn in the... We found a little acorn in the crank set. We really went to town. I got this off of Facebook, and it was advertised as a 3-speed, and it was just a 1-speed with the 10-speed crank still left on it. So I was like, whatever. I'm going to bend that to the back, and we're going to trim that off and put a little cap on it. But for now, let's undo the park tool. Park tool. Remember, BT1. Brake tool 1. Okay, so now it's probably set pretty well. Center pulls are great. Oh, yeah. It's a little loose. But we need to true this wheel. What we'll do is, now that there's brakes on here. Oh, ho, ho, hey, ho. Now that there's brakes on here, we can true the wheel better because it'll act like a truing stand, and then we can adjust it here. But this is good. We got some action there. These aren't too clean, but they'll be okay. All right, let's go to the back before I ruin the cable and the spokes. Okay, I've previously greased this. I have grease inside of here, and I have grease inside of here as well. But we are going to have to put some grease on here when we slide it through. All right, so let's do that. Because we like grease. Yeah, I recommend checking out the live feed. It was pretty funny. It took a long time. One person on there was like, quick build. It was not a quick build. Anything but. Well, you know, you get into these things and they just take longer than you think. You know, you think, oh yeah, I'll be able to do this. I'll be able to knock this out in an hour. It just wasn't like that, you know. Didn't work out that way. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put grease on the back side of here too and kind of work it back and forth. That feels good. Okay, now that I have grease over the entire world, go. We'll pop that in here. These have a little, there's a little slot in the bottom of those. On the higher end Schwinn frames, these are brazed on, not electroforge welded. They're brazed, and they're a much finer piece. They're much lighter. It's just a nicer system in general. Okay. So I like to get this so it's not rubbing on the seat bolt. You know, I like to make it short enough so it kind of avoids that. So let's see if I got it going on yet. Oh, we need our brake tool number 1. Since Park Tool did not sponsor me, I'm just going to shout out to them anyway, because they do make good tools. Although they did not sponsor me. They didn't send me a new bike stand or some new cone wrenches. You know, I wasn't asking for a check every month. Okay, that's where you guys come in. Keep watching the ads. I guess you don't have a choice now. I am all monetized up, unfortunately. You hit a certain point in YouTube and they just hit you with some ads and people have to watch them. It wasn't my call. Although, if I can make a few bucks, that's fine. Now remember, just be careful. You know, everything should slide together easy. If you're struggling right here, then you got to trim the end of that cable, or there's junk in that hole, or this isn't down far enough. You know, so just everything should be real easy. I'm going to put this back in here, right there, and this one fell out, of course, but we'll fix that. Okay, now we're going to pull this whole thing, and these stayed in, that stayed in, that's in, that's in. And yes, things are very greasy. Okay, let's pull this and tighten it up. On this one, I know this back wheel is pretty warped still. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to set this part in the middle. I might have to adjust this again. Let's see, as I true it, I'll tighten it. Let's just set it about here and see. I might have to adjust this back in even to make the wheel turn, because the wheel is warped. It needs truing. All right, let's get a 9 or an 8 or whatever it is, and let's pull this and tighten it up. And then we will we will tap out the cranks. We'll make sure those are good. And this is a 9mm. All right, we're going to pull this. But first, we're just going to take one last check. That's in there. That's in there. That's in there. That's in there. And that has a little room of movement because this wheel is warped. It's out of true. And the tires suck too, but that's another story. Okay, we're going to give that a pull. Okay, we'll put a little aluminum end on there later, or a piece of insulated wire or something. All right, pop that brake tool number 1 off. And yes, it's rubbing very badly. How did we know? Now let's give it a few crunches here. And what do we got? Is it gonna rub? Not bad. We can tighten this up until it rubs and true the wheel that way. We don't need a truing stand, although I have one. That brake is a little centered, a little off. Yeah, we can tighten this up a little, and that'll force that in, and it'll rub a little bit on the untrue spots, and then we can use this as a truing stand. We'll get to it, but not right now. What we're going to do now is tap these out, because I don't know the condition of these. This is a Facebook Marketplace bike, and we do not know the condition, although pedals came out, but as a rule of thumb, you just want to make sure they're nice. We're going to put some Put some weird pedals back on. So this is a right-hand tap. Right-hand, half-inch National Fine right-hand tap. Okay, you guys good. And if we were inside, I'd put grease on this. And we're gonna go in clockwise. If I was in the living room, I'd put grease all over this because I wouldn't want the chips falling on the ground and then, you know, a dog or some human, heaven forbid, a human use their living room at 2 in the morning walking around. Oh, there's some crud in there. I can feel it. Oh yeah. This is taking a bit out. It's give it a back and forth whammy. Oh, it's taking something out. Oh yeah, this is cleaning something up real good. And like I always say, I'm just going to keep going with it. That way if there's any chips, they just go out. They don't go back into the thread. It's just me. Try not to chip the frame if you're doing it that way. Like, don't hit the down tube. You get it close, undo the handle, spin that sucker out. And today we are actually going to hit it with real compressed air. Not just this stuff coming out of my mouth, which is hot air. We'll hit it with some real stuff. It took a little bit, not much, but I could feel it. It was gritty in there. Like the whole bike was gritty. Yeah. Okay, that's a good one. Now we're going to take this left hand National Fine half-inch tap. These are hard to find. You got to order these. They're not just the run-of-the-mill, like go to the hardware store. You can find that other tap almost anywhere, but this left-hand one, you got to look around. You got to order it. Okay, you guys are there. Okay, so this is left hand. Now I can see it's rusty in there. I don't know if you guys can see that. There is a fair amount of rust in there. That is not happening. You might think you get a new pedal in there. The old pedal came out, but you might be surprised. So we're going to go backwards on this one, counterclockwise to start it. I don't have any leverage here. Okay, let's try. I don't have the right angle here. If I have the right tap. I'm not cooperating. We might have to start from the back side. Yeah, it's so rusty. Wow. Crazy. Yeah, we might have to start from the back side. Because this would be loosening. This is tightening. It's not happy. Oh man, that was not happy starting that. Whew. We almost had to start from this back side and go the other way. Yeah, that was not happy. Yeah, the pedals came out, but wow, there's going to be some crud coming out of this. We better work it back and forth on this one. Of course, the bike's trying to pedal. Oh yeah, these were bad. That other one wasn't so bad. This one is really crappy. There's stuff coming out of there. It's not cross-threading, it's just taking crap out. I can see the chips falling off of that. I probably should have put some grease on this one. It'll have grease on the pedal. It'll be okay. Yeah, that was a really rusty one. I'm so glad I did it. I And that's how you ruin cranks, if you would have put a pedal in that with all that rust. And we're just going to keep it going right through. We're not going to back that out. We could if we blew it with the air, but we're not going to. Don't chip the frame. Yep, it had some stuff in there, that's for sure. A lot of it fell on the ground too. There was more than that. Look at all that. Ew. Okay, we're definitely going to hit that with some air. And we're going to blow the tap off too. That's pretty bad. Yeah, blow the tap off for the next use. Alright, yeah, that would have been a problem. Alright, let's take a look down in there. You know it's good now. Oh yeah, nice and shiny. Yeah, there's no problem with that. Yeah, that's nice. Okay. A little sharp on the back here. I might hit that with a file before I put the pedal in. Alright, today's flavor of pedals are some lame BMX blue pedals. The only good thing about these is they're really straight and strong and the threads are good. Yeah, they're lame. They're shop pedals. We'll do something better later, but we're going to put these in a second. Let me get this little nub off of here. I felt a little sharp action on the back of that. When you pick the bike up to put it on the car rack or you're doing something with it and you touch that, man, it's going to be all over. Okay, that one's good. Check this other one. You know, you've ran the tap through there. Some of the chrome picked up and went through with it. And, oh yeah, that's pretty sharp too. You're ruining the finish. Okay, that won't cut anybody now. That's good. Alright, should I put these crappy pedals in or not? Got some bow pedals over there. Yeah, these are really good shop used pedals. I've used these on a few bikes. I think we're going to put them in. This one's got the ridges there. That means it's left. We'll put the right one in first. And of course, we're going to put a little grease on the threads. Don't need much. All right. Okay, we started that one. And we're going to start this left one too. Left. It's not stamped, but it's got those little ridges right there. Those little knurl marks. And that means it's a left. And we'll go backwards with this one. Give it a wiggle. You guys still there? Yes, you are. Good. Okay. Finish tightening this one up. Use the gravity of the bike here. Gotta make that sound. It's not tight unless you go. Wipe some of this excess off. Yeah, we did well. Really well. You know, if these tires weren't so crappy, I would go test this right now. We did well. We got some funky green cables. You know, we're 3 hours and 15 minutes in, plus today is 25 minutes. So what are we, like over 4 hours on this build? Quick build. Okay, so we're doing all right. We got to true this wheel. Yeah, that's not acceptable. I can do that off camera. I'll probably do that when I get the tires. There's some tires coming in a few days. I don't know. I might add a video onto this of me testing this because, you know, I really want to test it. Yeah, we might go for a little ride. Let me get back to you on that. You know I'm going to do it right. Cracked tires and all. Well, I don't really see the big cracks on this tire. Oh yeah, they're there. Oh yeah. No, that one's, well, no, that one's not better than the front. Yeah, they both suck. The tires are coming, but you know I'm going to test it, right? Okay, I'll see you in a minute. All right. You know we're going to check it out. Yeah, let's hit that burn pile right there. No. I think I'm going to make my own jump here with this burn pile stuff. It's nice to have big piles of chips everywhere. Man, this thing is nimble. Wow. It's a really nimble frame. You know, some bikes, when you convert them to upright, you're messing up because you're supposed to be forward on the bike, you know. This is, wow, this one's pretty nimble. Wow, it's really nice. It's a very nimble bike. Huh. The gearing is pretty good for what I'm going to be doing. I don't think I'm going to mess with the gearing. Wow. And you know, this is not the kind of bike you would go over and hit that burn pile with. Oh, you know we're going to do it, son. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. 27 by 1.25" tires. You know, you can do a lot with those. It's a nimble bike. Yes, sweet. I like the feel of this thing. Brakes are excellent. I haven't really been able to test the front one yet. Let me switch over. Oh yeah, front brakes excellent. Frame and fork are non-damaged. I can tell right away. Yeah, no hands. Yeah, no hands. Yeah, frame and fork are excellent. There's no damage here. The green cables look a little wonky. Might change these out to gray, I don't know. They're kind of odd. I might shorten this top one. There's my neighbor mowing his lawn up there. Doing stuff. It's doing it. Hey! I gotta shut this off. He doesn't want to be on camera. It's okay, I almost killed our neighbors. Okay, that concludes our video. And if you haven't seen the live feed, you really should. It's 3 hours of me working very hard, not doing fun stuff. Okay, have a good day.